May I have your attention? May I please have your attention? Super Sundays. Yeah, baby. We're back at it again. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's get it. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Ernest Hale Speaks Super Sundays. I'm glad that you're here. I wanted to take a moment to tell you guys how much I appreciate you. We've been doing these shows for months now, and you guys have been showing up consistently as we take on and we tackle different challenges and different topics. So I appreciate it. But here's what we're trying to do going forward. We want to grow this audience to people who need to hear content like this. And so we need your help. How can you help us? That's a fantastic question. Be sure to make sure you hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell for all of the content that we have, particularly Super Sundays. All right, guys, sit back, relax, enjoy. Make sure you invite somebody to Ernest Hale Speaks Super Sundays. We're getting ready to go in. We're going to have a good time. Happy Sunday, everybody. Let's get to the show.
Go beast on them. I go beast. Go deep, I OG on them. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast. Go deep, I OG on them. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. Down, levitate, going up, elevate. Watch me demonstrate. On time, never late. I grind, celebrate. No pump, fake, hesitate. I've been scoring every day. Champagne, Perrier. Since 9-3, been in the box, now I'm stepping up to home. Like straight out the sandlot, now I'm plotting on the globe. I work hard, I show love, that calm and steady grind. Got this far, I go hard, let God take control. I was starving skinny, now my weight up, got no energy for haters. See you trying, see you later. I'm shooting for the stars, need no laser beam, blowing like the greatest, but it's one who's always greater. Yo, go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast, go deep, I OG on them. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast, go deep, I OG on them. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. Smell good, skin clear. This here my year. Hey, look up here. This here my tier. Same fit 4 days. I grind 4 ways. I play no games. All me, no blame. On the wave, my own wave. Can't stop my shine. In the lane, my own lane. Can't stop my grind. 40 yard in the V12 and like 1.5. At 19, I cleared 19 in a month, no lie. Oh God. I was starving skinny, now my weight up, got no energy for haters. See you trying, see you later. I'm shooting for the stars, need no laser beam, blowing like the greatest, but it's one who's always greater. Yo, go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast, go deep, I OG on them. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast, go deep, I OG on them. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees.
Ladies and gentlemen, get those likes up. We are about to have a dope show.
Young is coming to you live from a place where nobody else know to take it. They hand out, they want us to spit the pie, right? Cause they realize that we gone crazy. Yeah, I flip my pie, really did that 180. Yeah, skirt. I flip my pie, really did that 180. Young is coming to you live from a place where nobody else know to take it. They hand out, they want us to spit the pie, right? Cause they realize that we gone crazy. Yeah, I flip my pie, really did that 180. Yeah, skirt. I flip my pie, really did that 180.
Who's that gon' tell me I can't do it? Better be on time with my bankroll. Tall fat, no ball cat, no lit word. Routine like clockwork, my wrist word.
Let's go like that. I flourish the cook, got no roof on it. I'm taunting, I'm all in the moment. Everything lit, I don't miss. Tell someone get John on the line, say the invoice is coming. I'm thumbing through stacks of that cold ball. They egging me on, so I'm going off. I got them mad, I show off. They treating my life like it's no law. I never never flex above my means. I spit the cream on my tribe, don't I? Don't bone me, don't know me, you not regime. To the one with the condom, my eye is on it. Yeah. I see you move through the base, they precaution, they snaking, they seeing me. Money tree, wake up the royalties. I got a queen, yeah, she go with me. She making me feel like I'm royalty. It's probably cause you royalty. I just got fresh with the golden piece, shrug, show the emoji. You know it's me, diamond soul, dancing, singing like Jodeci. 10 out of 10 every time till they notice me. What you thought I was supposed to be. Ain't nobody close to me. Granted, my hits touch the billboards, and they printing my face on the billboard. They envy my drip, I'm enlightened. You should let go of that hate, but you feel more. I make them rage every time they get flame when they hear what I say, coming straight from the source, yeah. I come a long way from the coast by the shore. My boy, I'm enjoying this. Young bitch coming to you live from a place where nobody else know to take it. They hand out, they want us to split the pie, right? Cause they realize that we going crazy. Yeah, I flip my pie, really did that 180. Yeah. I flip my pie, really did that 180.
Who's that gon' tell me I can't do? Better be on time with my bankroll. Talk fat, no ball, can't.
And now, your host, Sir Hale Speaks. Y'all know what time it is. What's up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of Sir Hale Speaks Super Sunday. We are in the building. We are ready to have a dope show. Before we do this, y'all, can we give y'all chat? Can you show some love to the panel? Show some love for the one and the only Sir Charles is in the building. Show some love to Lost in Translation Podcast is in the building. The one and the only beautifully animated Speaks. She's here ready to give a dope perspective. Y'all know Jasmine is back in the building with a fresh perspective, and the one and the only Take Heed to the Message has something to say, y'all. We are in for a dope show tonight. Before we get started, how y'all doing? How was your week?
Man, I had a great week. Nice healthy mix of work and relaxation.
Yes, indeed. It was quite fun this week. Couldn't wait to Sunday.
My brother said it was quite fun. You listen,
Yes.
you know you get a time, but it's quite fun.
It was quite fun.
Yeah, how was your week, sir?
And it was good. It was eventful, relaxing. Y'all know we about a couple hundred away from 50,000 subscribers in the building, right? So we just been putting work in, and just excited about that. So overall, good week this week. What about you, lovely ladies? How's your week been?
Oh, I'm very good week. I'm a great aunt now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep,
And,
that is incredible.
Take heed, right?
You got it.
Girl, you are giving, okay? I'm loving it.
Thank you, my dear. I appreciate that.
Excellent. Jess, what up, podcast? What? Okay, I see what the Bulls have, my brother. You know what I'm saying? You got to represent where we from. You know what I'm talking about? Shot easy. You know what I'm saying?
Chi-town.
Beans, what's happening?
What up, though?
Hey, good stuff. Hey, salute to Brandon L. Jet. Salute to him, man. But really appreciate this, brother. He says, good evening, Sir Hale Speaks Network. Many blessings, Lady Hale. Salute to the panel, mod, squad, channel members in chat. To all the haters and the detractors, we see you watching from the clouds. Absolutely. Appreciate you. Yeah, where's Lady Navoa? Somebody find Lady Navoa. I want to make sure she's in the chat today. All right, y'all, we're in for a dope show today. And today we're going to keep this politically correct. We're going to keep this philosophically accurate and found, with the fundamentals. But before we do this, we got some shenanigans. So let's get to it really quickly. So I've got something that a lady says about what about what women need from men. I've got a couple questions that we're going to extract from this. Let's take a look at what she says.
Understanding women, part 1. Why women have a hard time hearing men's problems. Lord help me. Generally speaking, women look for a guy who has strength. But here's where it gets interesting. If she feels that you have a solution, then we have an easier time with the information because we know that it's just temporary. If it's constant complaining, then we lose respect because instinctually we want to feel protected and safe. We want you to be vulnerable, but we also want you to have a plan to pick yourself back up. Because if you don't, that's when we start to lose attraction.
Okay, so you guys heard that, a pretty fair statement, but here's my question. Men have to be priests, protectors, providers, problem solvers, right? So we all can agree to that. But if men have to be all of this, then how does a woman, if we can actually put bullet points, how exactly does a woman help a man who seems to be self-sufficient? Let's start with Sir Charles, and then we'll move around.
Well, I think a woman is essentially the add-on piece to an already put together man. I think essentially she's like an assistant, if you will. A man should have a plan, should know where he's going, and who he is, and she assists him with that and going in that direction. So I mean, I think, and she brings the feminine half to our balance. A lot of times, men need that to have the feminine aspect of life, and I know it's not necessary for survival, but just to have I think just to have a complete life, we need that feminine balance in our lives.
But okay, that sounds good. But give me a little bit more details to what you mean by that. And the reason I'm asking is because, in the age of these conversations, it's clear men should do bam, 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 bam. So if you could pair something, so again, let's say priest, protector, provider, problem solver. What are what do women bring to match each of those things that men have to be?
Okay, well, if I'm the priest, that means I'm the leader. And who am I leading? You know what I mean? I need a follower, and you only need followers when you have a program. You're gonna need followers if you're not going anywhere. If I'm the protector, who am I protecting? You know what I'm saying? Other than myself. I mean, this is also too with the understanding that maybe perhaps there are children involved. You know what I mean? But so now, if you're talking about a man who doesn't desire to have any more children, that kind of changes the dynamic of the relationship. But problem solving. I mean, here's the thing: something that's as so simple as taking out the garbage. Whereas, I think we could agree as a society that it looks weird for a woman to be taking garbage out. So, but that's a problem that needs to be taken care of. To where the garbage accumulates. It sounds simple, but we all know that when we see that woman taking that garbage out to the curb, we know she's alone. And so. And priesthood, protection, provider, problem solving. I mean, that just goes with that's with the understanding that a man really desires to have that feminine half in his space. You know what I'm saying? And so you can't. I just think those things just benefit the woman when she brings that. Do you want specifics? Like, okay. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
I think you're doing good. I just kind of want to pique your general thought about that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to hog the floor because I can. So I want to get someone else in here.
Yeah, Lost in Translation. What's your thought, man? So men are taught to be self-sufficient for the most part. If men have to be self-sufficient, then how exactly does a woman help a man who doesn't need her?
9 times out of 10, I look at women as if they're capable. I don't look at women as if they're handicapped or anything like that. 9 times out of 10, they usually just want to connect in some kind of way. And generally what they want to do is they often put a man through a test just to see how he handles things. But as a leader, there are certain things that you can do. Elicit help. You know what I mean? Say, hey, babe, what is it that you need me to do? Okay, great. This is what we need to do. Great. Here's how you can help me accomplish that. And 9 times out of 10, what happens is that once everybody buys into what needs to be done, you'll get a lot more cooperation from both sides. She's seeing that he's doing what she needs to do. And he's also eliciting help from her to say, hey, I value your opinion. I value, your position in being my wife. And here's something that you can do to help us out. Because like I say, teamwork makes the dream work. So if everybody's involved in solving the problem, then everybody feels like they've participated and nobody feels slighted. Men don't feel used and women feel hurt.
Okay, Lost in Translation. I see what you're saying, brother. Hey, Key, what's your perspective on this? If men have to be self-sufficient, how exactly does a woman help that man?
I love what the brother just said. That sounds so good. I loved it. I wish that really happened. But I'm going to tell you something. What the woman just said in the short, right? She telling the truth. It's painful to say that, but she telling the truth. Because when women see weakness in a man, she begins to treat him like nonsense. And I mean, he can really be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like something could really bad happen, and he may not have the answer for it at that time. Because sometimes men need to sit and think about the situation first. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they need. Give me 1 minute, please.
Oh, listen, I got a dog and a cat. I understand what you're going through.
So do I. So do
Yes.
I.
Yeah, Jeff. So we'll circle back to what's to take heed. Jeff, what's your perspective? If men have to be self-sufficient, how does a woman help that man?
Okay, so I know when I was younger, I used to always have this teacher that would preach to me and tell me that no man is an island. Then I didn't really truly understand that. But the more I growing into who I am as a woman, I realized that no matter how independent a man or a woman may feel that they are, we all need somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when you are in a situation where you have a partner, husband, wife, or whatever the case may be, as a woman, it's my job to kind of like mirror what it is that he's doing. So I guess that would be kind of like following his leadership, because as a woman and as a man, we are a direct reflection of each other, right? So to make his life easier, I guess I would say being of service, and the same way that a woman would say a man is providing, he's doing all these things. My perspective, I feel like women is doing the same thing. So I would probably be more than likely creating a safe space for him to do all the things that he needs so that I can amplify everything that he has going on.
Hold on, let me address America. America, we heard two words in the same consecutive sentences, and I'm concerned. Jasmine says both following and service. We never hear of such things like this in these conversations, Jasmine, and I think it's amazing that you said it because you're absolutely right. Men do need women, but how many of our women have that same heart where they want to serve and that they're willing to follow and able to see a man's weakness and still show that man respect? That's a really good perspective you have. I really respect that. I'll take heed. You were talking, you were cooking. Let's finish what you have to say, and then we're going to move on to Beautifully Animated.
So what I was trying to say was that when we see weakness in our men, right, we tend to treat him like nonsense. Now, mind you, for years, he could have been strong. Like you could have been married to him maybe 10 years, 15 years, and everything that comes at him, he has took it down like a titan. You understand? He has took it down. But when something happens, like, okay, say after the 15 years, something bad happened, and he goes back and he's like, wait a minute, this is too much. I got to sit back. You know what I'm saying? So now you look at him like he's weak. But mind you, the 15 years, he was taking stuff down like Titan. You understand? But this one incident, he needs help. This is your time, my sister, to step in and be like, and I'm agreeing with the young woman right here under me. I'm agreeing with Jasmine. This is your time now to say, my king has done his thing. He has done it. He has stood up for 15 years. And now it's my turn to help. You know what I'm saying? Not saying all the years you did not help, but this is the time where he has to take a breather. So now you tell him, baby, sit back. I got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to help you. I got it. I'm here for you. I love you. We're going to make it work. That's what you're supposed to do. But it's something in our DNA. It's something in our DNA that all women don't do that. They do some foolishness. They will run off. The man might be going through like, okay, some type of hardship. Maybe he lost his job. Okay. Or maybe he went into bankruptcy. Sis ready to go ghost. She ready to ghost him. She ready to just disappear. You know what I'm saying? Something bad could happen. Now, mind you, he been taking care of your behind for all these years. And then now something happened, you ready to run off. But we as women, we got to learn that when that time get rough, baby, you got to get in the trenches, honey, with him. Mm-hmm. You got to get in it with him. That's my take on it.
Excellent stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay, beautifully animated. What's your perspective on this? If a man has to be has to be self-sufficient, how does a woman help a man like that?
The man's the leader. He's the captain. I always view the women's role as his right-hand man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he needs, she provides. And like people, one of the problems is people are not realistic. They're not realistic. You can't be strong all the time. Something's going to happen to knock you down. You know, we have to be there. We have to be cheerleaders also. You know, we have to uplift. Even if you give him your 2 hands to pick him up, do what you got to do. But throwing a person away because you're having a hard time is BS. And it shows that you never deserved that man in the first place.
Wait a minute.
So people like that, you're trash. I don't like you. Don't walk in my space. Don't breathe my air. Just no. And that's how I feel about it.
Just tell us how you feel, beautifully animated. Excellent perspective.
Yeah, I mean, the person you with, you should respect at all times, whether they're up or down.
Excellent podcast. What's your perspective, man? If a man has to be self-sufficient, how exactly does a woman help a man like that?
I hate these kind of questions because I feel like, and I purposely say feel like I can't. It's hard for me to think about it because it's not the same for everybody. What I might need or require or desire from my woman won't be the same for the next man, and so it's like to kind of put a pin in it and say this is what it is universally. It's kind of hard to do that. Let's like if we look at taking out the trash. It's not something I necessarily just want my woman to do. But if the trash is piled up in the daytime and I'm going to work and you're going to wait for me to get home to take it out, yeah, what do I need you for then? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're there. The sun is out. It's okay. Nobody's going to grab you and drag you into the alley. Plus, our trash go in the front of the house. It's okay. You can take the little bag to it's okay, right? So we start talking. That's when we get into the gender roles and assignments and all of that, and it's just like it gets kind of confusing. For me personally, in my relationship, what I need from my lady the most is intimacy and cooperation. You know what I'm saying? Usually intimacy comes in the form of sex, but it's still intimacy, and that's what I need the most is intimacy, and I need cooperation. And all of the other stuff is kind of like on a, you know how they say on a need to know basis, it's kind of like on a situational basis. You know, I probably won't know what I need from you until the situation comes where I actually need it from you. You know what I'm saying? But the cooperation to me and intimacy, I'm going out in the world is rough. Come home, have some peace, and you be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? In some way, some form of fashion.
Excellent. Jalen, what's going on with you? What's going on with you in the building? Listen, so the question that we're posing now is, and you'll have to come off of mute as well. The question that we're posing is, if men have to be self-sufficient,
what's up, y'all? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Hey.
Yeah, so the question is, if men have to be self-sufficient, how exactly does a woman help a man like that?
Okay. Say it one more time.
Yeah, so
say it one more time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to put you in the. I tell you what, I'm gonna message you. I'm gonna message you in the back. I want to have you up here looking like that. Ladies and gentlemen, this show just took a turn. Just took a turn.
It is at this point I am redeemed.
Hey guys, we're gonna go to commercial break really quickly, and
to you. I deliver to you. Add to you.
Sorry, guys, we're back. We're back.
Oh.
We're back. We're back. We're back. We are back. So yeah, Jalen, take a look at the private chat. It's important to me. I don't ever want to exploit anybody. So if somebody is under the influence, we'll try again. I never want anybody to look back. So we're gonna, Jalen, take a look at the back chat and let's try again next Sunday. All right, so we've addressed this. There's another clip that I want to show you guys, and this one is a little touchy, but I want to get your thought on this.
I don't like makeup. It's capitalizing on women's insecurities when I don't like makeup. It's capitalizing on women's insecurities when it's something that they can easily fix.
I started doing my makeup because I was deeply insecure. Let's talk about it.
I'm against makeup. I don't think it's good for women, and I don't think they really need to be using it, honestly.
It's always...
So I thought this was interesting because, in the age of empowerment, in the age of just be beautiful, is makeup today, and I want genuine, honest answers, especially for my ladies. Is makeup used to really enhance, or is it used to mask insecurities? So let's start. Yeah, let's start with podcast, and then we'll go around. Podcast, what do you think about that? And take into account that this woman says, as a woman, she doesn't like makeup, and she's explaining it from a female perspective. So what's your thought on that?
Okay, so I'm trying not to crack jokes because I got a lot of them lined up. I'm trying not to do it because I'm under the influence of chocolate chip cookies right now.
It was really good having podcasts on the show tonight. We appreciate his contributions. It's been really good. It's been really good tonight.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Let me get the jokes, move them out the way, roll the decks. Okay, cool. On the subject. All right. So I'll be honest with you, I don't like makeup either. To answer the direct question, I definitely believe that most women, probably 97.2% of women, wear makeup to conceal things, to hide things. Because the issue that I see is 90% of the women who say we wear makeup to enhance look worse with it. So they already telling a lie. So I know they don't really believe that. I know they don't really mean that.
Ladies, what podcast said is a compliment. I want y'all to hear that, because I notice when we have these conversations, a lot of people hear something that they don't agree with and think is an insult. What podcast said was actually a compliment to you. So podcast, please continue, bro.
Yeah, I mean it is. No.
I wasn't talking to you. I'm talking in general.
Yeah.
And listen, before you go, I had an interesting week of reels. I put some stuff out there, and people I said one thing, and they took it a different way. So I like to make sure that people understand context. So you take it, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, podcast. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
No, I mean, listen. So I definitely understand what you're saying. I just have been taking on this this mantra that I don't care about the slow folks. They just got to catch up. But the truth of the matter is, you're 100% correct. And what I am saying is that a lot of women, probably at least 51% of women, look better without makeup. It doesn't actually enhance anything. They look worse. What they're doing is they're looking at the makeup itself and they're saying that looks good, so let me put that on me. But everything does not look good on everybody. And so that's the thing that needs to be taken into consideration, but it won't. So, it is what it is. But I do think there's a demographic of people who need makeup, though. I can't quantify it, but there's some people out here that actually need it. They have very sensitive things going on with their skin and problems with health and stuff, where they use makeup so they can appear and feel normal and and it's all good for those people. But we all know that's not that's not who they marketing campaign the makeup to. They marketing campaign to the average everyday woman and make them think that they need it or whatever. And it's just like, let me talk to particularly the Black women, and I'm a end because I don't want to be long winded. 90% of y'all don't need it. You look worse with it, and you just need to stop. Especially if you're brown skinned, it really, really does not help you. So you need to just stop. Let your natural melanin flow. Okay, it's fire. It's the bomb. Okay, look at Take Heed. Look at Security Boss. You know what I'm saying? A few other people we know in this space that are dark skinned. The ladies on the panel right now. Look at the melanin, right? That we have to start celebrating that, and we can't talk about it's a Europeanized this, and y'all favor light skin that, and then at the same time you're gonna do everything you can to change your melanin to make your melanin not look like what it is. You got to let that go. Melanin is all that. Period. Point blank.
Podcast, love that answer, bro. Much respect to that, bro. Beautifully animated. What's your perspective? Is makeup used to really enhance? I mean, I don't mean on a surface, politically correct, culturally appropriate. I mean, like, really, is makeup used to really enhance how a woman sees herself, or in general? And I know we can't speak for all women, but do a lot of women use this to cover up insecurities? What's your thought on that?
First of all, am I wearing makeup?
Say it again.
Am I wearing makeup?
You said, are you? I honestly don't know.
The light makes it look like it, but I can't tell.
I can't tell either.
I am, but that's how foundation is supposed to be. You shouldn't be able to tell that I'm wearing foundation.
Sure.
Or BB cream, or this is BB cream, not foundation. Sorry, but that's how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to know. You're supposed to be able to see everything else. Maybe barely. Blush is barely. Blush is supposed to look natural. So foundation, BB cream, CC cream, blush is supposed to look natural. But I do think it's an industry thing. Like people are trying to look flawless. For what? Like if I cut you, you'll bleed. Like we know you're not some kind of doll or something, but that's what they do. And I don't know how some of these people even picking their foundations and stuff like that, because with everybody, especially us melanin people, we have different undertones that we have to think about. And that's why you found something that looks like your skin tone in the bottle, but when you put it on, it doesn't match. And you was continue to wear it. I'm just like, so yeah, it's a media thing. People are using makeup, and then they get these. They take their pictures and they edit the pictures. They don't want to look like real people. Me, yeah, I don't need makeup. I use makeup because I like it. Like it's fun for me. It's art in my face. It's my canvas. But so many people really think that they need it, and they don't. And like you said, podcast, like they're not even doing it right, and they look crazy. And everything you said was right on the money. I want to say that because a lot of women don't want to listen to men when they give you advice about how you looking. You're looking crazy. But you don't want to believe him because he's a man. And he's a straight man. He's never dealt with makeup before, man. These straight men can tell you when you look crazy. You better listen.
You know what? You make a good point. But do you guys think
sexist?
I have a question. Oh, actually, I'm gonna get to you, Jasmine. But I'm thinking about this. When I was growing up, we used to do things called like we used to Jones on people. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? What Jonesing is, right? Or roasting people. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I've noticed a couple things. There are some people who can Jones, and some things hurt. You know what I'm saying? But we recover from that. with certain people though, who are already wrestling with something that they feel about themselves, you Jones too hard, you can almost destroy a person by going in too much on a frequent basis. And I guess I'm asking this to say, do you think that some of this insecurity is inflicted by the things that kids hear, what we say in jokes or what we say in passing, that sticks with a kid? And then she grows up with that kind of insecurity. And then what's the easy way to fix this? With makeup, lashes, hair, you know what I mean? It's you just paint over the imperfection. Do you guys think that that's, and I'm posing this for Jasmine, I'm gonna get back to you, Beautifully Animated, but Jasmine, what do you think about my original question in this context?
Well, first off, I'm gonna start by saying beauty is in the eye of the beholder. When it comes to kids, because like right now, I have a daughter and she's at that age. What you looking like that for a podcast?
Yeah, I blew you up on the screen, Pocky. Yeah, I told you I'm looking for moments every time.
No, beauty is actually in the eye of the beholder. Because beauty standards are different from each individual, right? So with me having a daughter in middle school right now, she's fairly dark complected. So the school that she goes to, majority Caucasian. So she's at the school where all of these Caucasian kids wearing the makeup, and they doing the what's the stuff you put on the mascara? They're wearing the mascara, and she thinks that she has to enhance her beauty. So I'm under the impression that most kids, especially young women, they feel like they doing it to enhance their beauty. But with me being I'm a licensed esthetician, I also have an all natural skincare line, right? So prior to me having my business, of course, you do all your research. In the midst of me doing my research, if you was to look up the psychology of the beauty industry, what you're really doing is playing on the weakness of people. So if you have somebody that has dark marks, if you go on Google or you on YouTube and you look up how to get rid of dark marks, people are feeling insecure about whatever it is the problem is. So that's how these beauty industry, because it's like what, $1 billion, almost $1 trillion industry. It's playing on people's weaknesses because they know most women are insecure. Most people are insecure. Like when I was in college, I had this one roommate and I never really knew she wore makeup because she was wearing it so much. One weekend she leave, she come back, this real story. She leaves, she come back. And I'm like, man, are you okay? I thought somebody died or something because she wore the makeup so much her skin became dependent on it. I didn't even recognize who she was. So a lot of times what women typically do is they trying to go for the easier approach to enhance their beauty as opposed to putting in that work. Like even with me offering services right now, my men clients take way better care of their skin than the women do. I can look down, I'm doing a facial. Man, this lady probably ain't washed her face in weeks. She ain't washed her face in weeks, but she wearing makeup. She wearing makeup. Men are taking better care of themselves than these women, and it's sad. And I agree with the young lady that was speaking right before me when she was talking about when people put on the makeup, they really don't know their shades. They're undertones because you have like cool, you have neutral, and you have warm. So a lot of times it's different when you have a Caucasian race. Most of their concealer or makeup is pretty straight across the board. They probably got maybe 1, 2, or 3 shades. But when you have people of color and it's like maybe 20 shades, folks don't know their undertones. So now we out here looking like clowns. But as far as like makeup, I don't really wear makeup. If I do, it's like maybe once every couple of months, but to each his own. Some people feel like they need it. I agree with podcasts. We really don't need it. We just need to take care of our skin. And a lot of that is because people covering up an insecurity. It could be a health issue. It could be a health issue. You can have somebody that has, I'm going to just say diabetic. And because they diabetic, they really need to be on a specific type of diet. But instead of them putting in their work, putting in their body, because what you eat, it really comes out your pores. It shows through your skin. People don't care that much about their health, their body, their skin. They rather just say, hey, I ain't going to put in no work. I'm going to take the easy way. I'm going to just slap some makeup on it, even if it make me look like a clown. And then I'm going to throw a filter on top of it so I can get 100 likes.
Hold on, y'all. Let's let this breathe. Let's let it breathe. Jasmine just cooked some good old gumbo with some cornbread on the side. Hey, that's respect, Jasmine. I appreciate you sharing that. That was really good. That was really, really good. You guys, moderators, please drop Jasmine's link in the comments. What you said was very important, right? I think that a lot of people, there's a lot of women who only drink tea and soda. Like, sister, you got to drink you some water. Like, water is so good for your skin. You know what I mean? It's some simple things, getting some rest. And so what you spoke to, Jasmine, I think a lot of more people need to hear that. So yeah, please drop her stuff. I really appreciate what you had to say. Take heed to the message. What's your perspective on this about makeup? Do women use this to really enhance themselves, or is this a measure that they use to really mask insecurities? What's your thought?
So my thought is, and I know a lot of people not going to agree with it, but I think it's for insecurity. Sometimes we wear makeup to cover up spots on our face that maybe somebody said it, oh, you look like this, or you got something here. And so now you use the makeup to cover it up. See, I'm going to show you something real quick. And I'm about to drop my glasses. But you see my eyes here? Okay. Now, my daughter, right? She said to me, when I first started doing coming on social media, right? She was like, okay, Ma, how you gonna do it? I said, well, I'm gonna wear my wigs, I'm gonna wear my makeup and all that, right? So my daughter said to me, Ma, that's not you. That's the outside you when you go handle business. And she told me that what's gonna happen is somebody gonna call you out on social media. So you gotta be yourself. She said, Mama, take off that makeup, wear your scarves, design your scarves like you do, be yourself, Mom, because nobody is gonna follow you if you fake. Once they find out that you fake, they're gonna stop following you. So she told me, spit your truth. Now, mind you, this is a lesson I taught her. I taught her this lesson. She up here teaching me the same thing. You understand? So what I used to do is I used to cover my eyes, all this right here. I used to wear foundation, cover it, everything, because that's all my eyes always been like that. So I was like really sad and like ashamed of my eyes. And then my daughter was like, no, Ma, be yourself. So yes, I think it is to cover up what we have on our face. And sometimes it changes your whole face. So now if you went out with somebody the night before, y'all done went to the club, and then you get back to his house and Lord, you looking like Boogaboo. Okay. You're looking like Boogaboo. So, I mean, it's best to just be yourself. Just be yourself. That's my perspective.
That's a fact. I'm gonna give y'all a little story. Hold on. Oh Lord, tell me the story. So I had this friend, God, I pray that they're not watching. I'm not going to call any names or even refer to the city. But I saw her pictures online. I mean, just flawless. I mean, y'all heard that the Instagram reel where if I'm a photographer, I mean, she crushing it. So online, her pictures were flawless. I ended up seeing her a couple of days after she took the picture. She had like a little bitty ponytail sticking out on the side. The hair wasn't luscious. She didn't look like them pictures at all. And it made me laugh because I'm from Illinois, from Chicago, and we roast people. But it made me sad that so many women go through great lengths to present themselves online, and in real life, it ain't nothing like that. You know what I mean? So it kind of made me think about that. But listen, let me get off this before the
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Huh?
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
I mean, that ponytail. Listen, y'all ever seen like a little bitty ponytail with a rubber band on it? Like, lady, just hey, like, what you doing? So that's kind of how it was. But you can tell she felt the need to be impressive online, though, and in real life, that's not who she was. And you could see it's a whole different personality. And that to me spoke volumes. You know what I mean? That spoke volumes. But listen, a Lost in Translation podcast, you please add some more wisdom after the foolishness that I just added, the nonsense. What's your perspective? Is makeup used to enhance or to hide insecurities?
It could be a little bit of both. I'll give you an example. Sometimes women go through hormonal changes throughout the month. And what they do is they try to use makeup to smooth it out, to give them an even look. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have peaks, you have valleys. Some days you got bumps on your face. Sometimes you don't. So sometimes in those cases, they use makeup for that particular situation. Then there's other cases where people turn into whole other people. You know what I mean? I don't know if you fellas, if you've ever been on a date before and ever been catfished so bad that you was like, I know they lying.
Oh, hell no.
I know you lying. I have been catfished so bad. You know what I mean? And sometimes, with these filters, you don't really know. Y'all, I got catfished by video. And I'm still trying to figure out how she did it to this day. I am. Made up a specific angle, laying down. Now I'm like, okay. And now I met her in person. I'm like, there's more of you. So of course, me being a gentleman, I'm gonna just go ahead and go through with the date or whatever. But after that, I was like, you start not lying already. Don't do that. Don't do that.
You just say there's more of you.
There's more of you. But wait, there's more. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, 9 times out of 10, men, if you're honest with them, they'll work with you, man. You don't have to do all of that. You know what I mean? That's the reason why guys be like, don't be wearing all that makeup. I want to see exactly what I'm getting. You know what I mean? Yeah. And my thing is if you ain't really the cutest person, get some personality about yourself. You know what I mean? Go on in there and introduce yourself. And 9 times out of 10, most guys, they'll give you a pass if you're cool. You know what I mean? We'll work on that. Makeup should be used in those situations, like for special occasions, like balls, mayor's meetings, that type of thing. It should be, like, I'll give you an example. Say, for instance, you taking your wife out to the mayor's ball or whatever. You see her all the time. Then all of a sudden, when she steps out, you like, my God, baby, you look beautiful. And that means more to her. You know what I'm saying? And then when you step out and everybody looking at you and looking at her, they like, oh, man, you outkicked the coverage on this one here. You know what I'm saying? Boy, you shot above your pay grade here, boy. How you do that? That make you feel good on the inside. But if you wear the makeup all the time, it takes away the magic. You see what I'm saying? So that's you have to apply that thing. That's all it is. Just apply it when it's needed. Don't mess up the mess. It's like, could you imagine if you wake up and it was Christmas every day? Christmas wouldn't mean the same. It really wouldn't. So, use it sparingly. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Ain't nothing wrong with enhancing and making yourself beautiful, like Mardi Gras and stuff like that. Go all out. Knock yourself out. That's when you're supposed to show. I put the little crusted diamonds all in the corner of your eye, that type of thing. Glam that thing up. Make it magical. That's right. Make it magical. I want to hear the stars. You know what I'm saying? Do that right there. That shouldn't be every day. You know what I'm saying? That'll be like if you ate pizza every day. Pizza is good, but pizza every day get tired, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So
are you speaking facts?
When needed.
It's true.
When needed.
So how do you feel about men wearing makeup?
Hold on, before we go, we got to get Sir Charles. Sir Charles, Jasmine, keep that question because I think I like where you're going with this one. Sir Charles, what's your perspective on this, man? Insecurity or enhancement? What do you think makeup is used for?
Well, I absolutely think it's insecurity. But I think it's a moot point because honestly, I don't know many women with flawless skin who wear makeup on top of that flawlessness. I think I'd like to think that all women, especially I've seen all these women who I see who wear makeup and pile it on, they're hiding something. And definitely think about it. You can't get people to admit insecurities, let alone a woman to admit an insecurity. And so it's not like they're going to, I am insecure about my skin, so I pile it on pretty thick. I actually dated a woman for a time who like my man said, lost in translation. She got me off the pictures, man. We went out a few times and this woman was gorgeous. Now she was really good with her makeup. But I'll tell you this, we got to know each other quite well. She spent the night in my house and messed up my pillows one night. And I'm like, what the heck, what gives? You know what I mean? Like I got crap all over my pillows. I had lighter colored pillowcases or what have you. So then the second time she spent the night, I guess she called herself being courteous. And so she took the makeup off and I went from sporting wood to not doing too good.
Ladies and gentlemen, this show just took a turn.
I'm just saying. I was like, oh, that's why. I mean, look, I swear, she went total 180, man. And yeah, so I had to fake like my stomach hurt that night and everything. I must have been come down with something. But listen, I understand.
Hold on. Did you say hold on, bro? Oh, hold on a second. You said from support wood to not do it to you.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Oh wow.
I was struggle streaming, if you will.
Oh, oh my God.
I was. Hey,
I hate you right now. I hate you right now.
But no, so like Lost in Translation said, listen, he took it. I don't mind makeup on special occasions where we know that there's there are going to be a lot of pictures taken. I'm talking about galas, photo shoots, weddings, stuff like that. But every day, if you don't need it, but some of these women need it. And that woman who I'm describing, honestly, I'm not trying to be funny anymore. She really needed it. I understood why she piled it on because I was like, damn. And yeah. So and at that point, I understand. Yeah, it's directly tied to an insecurity. Ain't no woman covering up all of that flawlessness with a pile of cake icing. Ain't no, I haven't seen it. At least I haven't seen it. Women like the flex these days. Being natural these days is a flex, and so that's why I say I think it's a moot point because a woman is not going to admit that. Yeah, underneath all of this is a bunch of insecurities. Nah. So, and that's that piece.
I'm gonna do the rest of the show off camera tonight. Because
no, you not. No, you not.
Okay.
Get over here.
So does anybody have any final thoughts on this particular segment?
Jasmine.
Yeah.
We talked about Jasmine spoke on
we would
water,
y'all can hear me?
Right?
Huh?
Yeah.
We can.
You hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. You can go ahead. I can go after you.
Oh no, I was just saying you brought up the thing about drinking water, and so did Sir Hale. Y'all know that once you mix something into water, it's no longer water. I just want to say that. Kool-Aid is not water no more. Lemonade is not water anymore.
Sugar, water,
Tang,
purple.
right? Tang is not water anymore. Just stop. You need H2O, okay?
Not only do you need water,
H2O.
Not only do you need water, you need a lot of fruits and vegetables. A lot of our fruits and vegetables contain high contents of water. But I'll back to the makeup thing. And I know we're talking about women wearing makeup. What about the men wearing makeup? Because I see a lot of men wearing makeup. Sir Hale, where you go?
I'm sorry, y'all. Come on, y'all.
I see a lot of men. I guess
let me tell you.
it.
Let me tell you something real quick, guys. It's something about a good
Take
joke
your
that
face.
hold on. It's something about a good joke that just tickles me for too long. And so we'll be moving on in the conversation and I'll still be laughing. And so to keep it respectful, I'll just go off camera so y'all don't see this foolishness. So don't mind me. Go ahead, Jasper. Go ahead.
Yeah, my question was like, what about the men wearing makeup? And I know we're talking about women. And I guess I don't know if you want to call it makeup, but what's the Beijing stuff that y'all get when y'all get your hair cut? And then when y'all go out, y'all go to the club, y'all sweating, trying to impress all these beautiful young women, and next thing you know, your lining is falling off. It's dripping. Trying to buy me a drink, but your hair.
You know what? I thought she was going to start talking
weird
about
too.
Stephen A. Smith getting makeup on TV. She talking about Beijing.
Wait a minute,
I ain't never seen it.
I didn't either.
Now I see when guys when they enhance their beard, they'll put the little line on there. See, I'm a barber sometimes by trade, but I see when people draw the little white line all in there, be like, if you got a fine barber with a razor, that's all you need. All that,
right?
No.
Yes, sir.
Hey, that spray on lining is real though. That spray on, that is makeup. Ooh. But to add really quickly, well, I don't know if you were waiting for an answer, Jasmine, or if that was a rhetorical question.
I want to hear our perspective on that. I think that is a question.
Oh, she asked the question, but the look, here's the difference between men doing that and women doing that. The men ain't lying that it ain't about insecurity. That's the difference. They not lying about it. Yep, I don't like the fact that I'm going bald. Yep, I don't like the fact that my hair is graying and my beard, so I'm dyeing it. Like whatever they doing, they not. I'm just trying to enhance. Like, no, I don't like the way this looks, so I'm doing something about it. That's the difference.
So as a grown man, you're going bald, right? And you're so secure with yourself being bald. If you're that secure with yourself, why spray on hair? That's
I
not
literally just acknowledge that they're not denying that they're insecure. That's what I just said. I'm saying that, let me say it a little bit slower. They're acknowledging that it's because they don't like it. They're not saying that it's enhancing. They're saying, I don't like the fact that I'm going bald, so I'm getting the Beijing. I don't like the fact that there's gray in my beard, so I'm dyeing it. They're not making excuses for it. They're just doing it. That's the difference. The women are lying. Women who don't, I feel sympathy and shed a tear for every woman I see that don't have a booty. And they will swear up and down they don't care about the fact that they ain't got no ass. And then they will still go get a BBL.
Ladies and gentlemen, this show just took another turn.
It's just the truth. We get here. It's just the truth. Like if you didn't care, you wouldn't have go get the BBL joint. You didn't like the fact. No, I'm just man. No, just be honest. It's okay to say that you don't like certain things about yourself. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't know what's wrong with people, man.
So, Paki, that's a really good point. I will say this, guys. I don't think there's anything wrong with makeup. I don't think there's anything wrong with getting the stuff if you're doing it to enhance yourself and you're being honest with yourself about it. As long as you're doing that, I think it's fine. And I think we got to stop capping that, you know, it's one thing all the time. There's times for stuff. Like if you're doing a photo shoot and you're going bald, that might be a good opportunity to do that for really great pictures that's going to last you some years. You know what I mean? It's a time and place for everything. There was a couple of celebrities that I did not know didn't have hair. I didn't know that they've been using the man units for years, and that you can talk about it. Yeah, there's several people, and I think it's what you do. If you're on television, you want to look your best because who's going to watch somebody that doesn't look? Let's be honest, you ain't watching them, right? So you have to present yourself a certain way to get a certain level of attention back. So I don't think there's anything wrong. It's just be honest with yourself and don't be consumed so much that if you don't have it, now you feel terrible about yourself. What do you guys think about that?
Some of y'all do just need to let your hair go. Just let it go. Because most time y'all be holding on, but y'all will look so much better bald. Because some of y'all just have the heads for it. Like not everybody has the head to pull off a bald look, but most of y'all have the head for it.
Now I want you to do something beautifully animated. Can you describe a man who does not have the architecture for a bald head?
People with dents or something like that, I can understand them holding on to their hair to cover those up, because you can level your hair out and not, you know, people are not going to see that you have dents or whatever in your scalp and head and stuff like that.
Look, we all know that the difference is now women are very, very, very picky, right?
True.
Somehow they're picky, even though they don't have a lot of men to pick from, right? Based on their standards. But because if you think about like Sherman Hemsley, look at the Sherman Hemsley haircut. I remember a lady had a barber cut into her son's head as a punishment, right? And he was a super mega star, had a TV show that ran for 11 seasons, right? So
oh my God.
There was a time when white men particularly are able to just age. Where you see so many of them when that hair starts going away and they just have their hair cut on the side. I'm watching Billions right now. Paul Giamatti, that's his hairstyle. It's like,
yeah,
you know, some
This
people
is
are
a dope show. That's a dope show.
Yeah, some people are allowed to age gracefully and some aren't. And in our culture, that hasn't been the case for a while with men. But the thing is, because you remember Michael Jordan was really popular. Everybody was going bald. But the thing is that like I said, the difference between men and women in this situation is that they're not lying. Also, it's not about laziness, which is one of the biggest complaints from men when it comes to women. Oh, you're a 20-year-old woman wearing wigs. I mean, that's just disgraceful. Honestly, wigs, when I was growing up, wigs was something that the older women in church wore, right? Because they were losing their hair and going bald. So they come into church and they put the wig on to look presentable. Nobody cares. They older. But when you 20 and it's, well, I just don't want to do my hair. You know, if you that lazy about your own hair, I would suggest you not even raise kids. Don't reproduce. Yeah. You can't take care of your own hair. You can't take care of no kids' hair, which is why they be putting the weave in their babies' heads by the time they 3, 4, 5 years old. It's tragic, bro. It gets way deeper than just the makeup, but that's another story.
Looking like a whole tribe of witch trolls running around.
Hey, moderators, y'all timestamp this moment. This will be a clip. Oh, this will be a clip. All right, good stuff. Yeah, listen, let's take a moment. I saw Super Chat come in. I saw a Super Chat came in from Information Man Show. Salute my brother. Appreciate you, man, for the $4 Super Chat. Much respect to you guys. Listen, if you guys are enjoying the show, be sure to hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, what are you guys waiting on? We are not far from 50,000 subscribers. So, guys, much love and respect to you guys for that. I think, guys, let's move on to the next reaction, and then we're going to get to the meat of the show. We're about to take it up a notch. Let's respond to this. Let's do this.
Here's 3 things females will completely lie about off rip. 1, body count. Do I understand why they lie? No. Should they lie? No. But y'all men are judgy. Like, you call anybody a hoe. So they're gonna lie. 2, their friends. If they're with a friend and they know you don't like them, we saying somebody else's name. 3, having fake accounts. Do you need to know that I be stalking you on a different account? No. Do you need to know I have multiple just in case you slip up? No. Therefore, if you ask me what this account is, I'm a lie.
So here's my question for the ladies. The body count, we know ain't nobody telling the truth for the most part. We know, but the one thing she said that made me think about it is she said men are judgy. I'm just curious to hear the response. Do women say what men want to hear, even if that means they lie to get what they want? Let's start with Sir Charles, and then we'll move around.
Come on now. The most manipulative creature on the face of the planet. Are we asking if they lie to get what they want? Come on now. Obviously. Yes, whatever they have to say to get the job done. You know what I mean? And that's why, hey, I said before, when it pertains to body count, they're going to leave out the guy who did make them come. They're going to leave out the guy that they had a one-night stand with. They're going to leave out the guy who they didn't say, I love you. They're going to leave out the guy that they screwed on vacation. They're going to leave out the guy that didn't kiss them. They're going to leave out the guy. I mean, the list goes on. And that's how it can come down to about 6.
Not tonight, Cletus. I'll kick your ass.
Life ever, and they 40 years old. I mean, I'm just saying, you're gonna. So many people don't qualify, especially the ones that didn't make them come. That don't count. Condom sex don't count, because if you wash your hands with dish gloves on, then did you really wash your hands?
You gotta stop that.
Did you really wash your hands? I'm just saying. That's why I don't even think it's worth even asking a woman how many guys she's been with, because you're gonna get a lie. It's just not worth it. And listen, just focus on how it feels to you, and if you value it, if you value her, whether it's 3 or 300, you'll never know. Just go along for the ride and understand that she's gonna lie, for sure.
On a positive note, Lost in Translation podcast, what's your perspective? Do women say what men want to hear, even if that means they lie?
Definitely. And 9 times out of 10, it's usually out of fear, because they don't trust the man's reaction with this new information. So it's just easier just to lie. so you don't have to go down that road. That's all that is. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people don't feel comfortable in a relationship if they know you're gonna fly off the handle. I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, I work hard to get this man. I'm gonna have to lie. I'm gonna have to keep him. You know what I mean? It's just easier just to lie. But what women don't understand is we know when you're lying. We just let y'all run off and do whatever it is you want to do. You know what I mean? We know you're lying. You know, it's easy. If we can tell kids lying, we know when you're lying. We just want to see if you're gonna come clean. That's all. But for the most part, yeah, they do. They lie out of fear. You know what I mean? False evidence appearing real. You know what I mean? I might not go off. You know what I mean? We grown. What are we doing? Why are we lying? That don't make sense. You know what I mean? Just go ahead and say what you got to say. Ain't gonna beat you up. 9 times out of 10, if somebody tells you something crazy for the first time and you don't fly off the handle, they're gonna trust you later on with probably more important stuff. So for the most part, you know, it's in how you handle the situation. You just can't fly off the handle all the time. But 9 times out of 10, most times they lie because out of fear. That's it.
I'm gonna skip you, take heat, because I want the ladies to go last. Podcast, what's your perspective? Do women say what men want to hear, even if that means they lie?
Yes, but I don't know. It depends on the circumstance of the conversation, because I think a lot of times women say what they think they should say, not necessarily what the man wants to hear, right? Because a lot of times women are so combative that they will turn a regular conversation into an argument. And then at that point, it becomes very competitive, right? And so they're saying the thing that they think makes them win, right? They're saying the thing they think is the ace, the trump card to what you just said. So I think it basically depends on the situation. If you're saying the situation is the woman is trying to get the man to like her, then probably, yeah, she's, you know, hey, do you can ask a woman who's a straight feminist, right? Probably to her core, you know, do you have any issues with men? And she'll probably be like, no, not really, right? But then once you start putting different situations out there in the conversation, she'll let you know about her response that she actually is kind of feminist mindset. So I think yes, but I just think it depends on the situation, because I think more often than not, women just want to say the thing that they think sounds good. They want to say the thing that they think they should say in that particular moment, whether or not is what you want to hear or not.
Okay, that's a good distinction. I respect that. Take heed.
Y'all ladies see it?
Yeah, take heed. What's your perspective on this? Do women?
Ladies, do y'all see it? It's the bus coming. It's the bus coming. It's coming for us. We go under.
Yeah, so I'm really pulling on y'all because I really want to hear this. What do you guys think about this? Do women say what men want to hear, even if that means they have to lie?
You got a tough decision to make, huh? Tell the truth or betray your sister.
I'm gonna cross my heart real quick because I'm about to say some stuff that ain't right. So, and this, what you just said, and I agree with the brothers. Y'all did amazing. I'm gonna tell you something real quick. Women, it's in our DNA. It's in our DNA. It could be the smallest thing, and we'll sit up there and we'll tell a whole story. Okay? I know y'all watch Paternity Court. Y'all see all those shows and stuff like that. Okay? Y'all see that nonsense. The smallest thing that you could have just told this brother you slept with 8 guys. Okay? It's not small, but you could have told him you slept with 8 guys. He may be the father. You don't know. Okay? You don't know. I had my legs open for like 8 men, and I don't know if you the daddy. Okay? No. And then this is what we do that kills me. And I'm gonna tell you something. I have used it. Okay, I have used it too. But it's in our DNA. Check this out. Anytime y'all catch us on anything, what start happening? Those waterworks. Bam! She start crying. Because she wants you to just understand that she's hurting. Knowing that she know her crying gonna get her away with the nonsense. You understand? She gonna get away when she start crying. And we know that. We know that, especially if you've been with a man for a long time, you just know that you could bring him while you crying. You just know. And he immediately, because that's that young man in y'all, he immediately see the little girl and his wife or his girlfriend, and be like, okay, I wanna help her. So let me just calm down with the argument, or let me just believe her. That's what she wants you to do. She wants you to believe her so she could back down. That's why you see on those paternity courts, when the man come back, he not the daddy. 3 other guys was there, they not the daddy. She immediately start crying because the audience is like, oh, sweetie, it's okay. You didn't know. Damn it, you lay down there with 3, 4 men with your legs cocked open. You didn't know? I'm tired of that nonsense. And then they crying and everything. I'm so sorry, Jimmy. I'm so sorry. No, nah, baby, you ain't sorry, honey. You ain't sorry. And then they just let it. It's so sad because we do it for nonsense. I don't know if we just inherited it. You know what I'm saying? But we will sit up there and tell a whole story. And this is what killed me. Men, y'all so smart. Y'all sit there. Y'all just use logic. Y'all just sit there. Let her finish the whole story. Let her finish the whole story. And then you tell her, baby, is that it? And she gonna say, yeah, I just was. And then he just come, I say, you was lying. You was lying. The whole story don't even sound right. And why I'm saying this is because I did it to my husband. And he quickly tell me, babe, stop that waterworks, because the whole story don't even sound right. That's just my perspective.
Love it. Mari, come on. We know it's about to be this.
It's an epic hour of outrageous excuses.
Absolutely. So love it. So Jasmine, what's your perspective? After this is about to take a deeper turn. But before we get there, Jasmine, what's your perspective on this? Do women say what they think men want to hear, even if they have to lie?
I'm gonna agree with everybody else that spoke before me, because y'all pretty much said all the words that I was gonna say. The truth hurts. And though most men feel that most women are emotional, right? And men, I would say men will be logical. All men aren't logical. We have a lot of emotional men out here. So when you dealing with somebody that you feel like they're not in control of their emotions, it's easy to lie. But for me, I just feel like, why lie? Because now I got to come up with another lie to cover up that lie. Then I got to cover up this lie and that lie. Just tell the truth. The truth will set you free.
I'm gonna get your head locked up sometime too. Get your head locked up.
Okay, beautifully animated. What's your perspective on this? Do women say what men want to hear, even if that means that they have to lie?
For the most part, they do lie. I mean, for the most part, people lie, period. About the dumbest things that they don't even need to lie about. So of course they're gonna lie about that.
We ain't talking about us. I feel attacked. Personally. No, I'm just playing.
and beautifully animated, your mic sounds a little bit low.
Because, you probably the one that's driving the bus that's headed our way. I saw you. Got my glasses so I can see you. Bus driver. But no, but I agree with Jasmine. I don't lie about things because it's just too much energy, and I don't even care enough to lie. And as far as that type of questioning, I don't have those type of conversations. I don't ask what your number is and what your exes were like and things like that. Now, if something comes up in conversation because of something that's happened and you mention your ex and stuff like that, then that's fine. But to go out looking for that ex, the info, the history of the ex and all this stuff, I don't care. Because I'm not dating the ex, I'm dating you. So the only person I'm trying to get to know is the person I'm with.
Okay, y'all, this show is about to take a turn. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take about a 30 to 60 second commercial break. We have to put on some heat, y'all. So y'all get you some water. About 30 seconds. We'll be right back. Okay, let's pick it up.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Yo, squad shitty, my bros rock. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Yo, squad shitty, my bros rock.
Okay, y'all, so let's get to the meat of tonight's conversation. I saw this Netflix series called, now listen, if you got children, before we do this, it's important that we put our children away. It's important. So, yeah, so let's put our children away. This is grown folks talk now. So I watched this series on Netflix called Sex Life. Now, to me was just, it was terrible, but in there, I believe that art imitates life, and that what it depicted was a woman's, hyper sexual drive and her attachment to a particular guy. If you look at the picture to the left, the main character and the man that she seemed to not be able to get with. On the right is her friend who had a similar situation. And so that's what prompted me to do this show tonight. So the next question that I have are going to be around that. And my question that I'm going to start off with is this. And let's start with Jasmine. And then anybody else can take it after this. But are men equipped to handle a woman's honesty in 3 areas? I'm going to start with the first area. Are men equipped to deal with her honesty when it comes to her sexual desire? Are men equipped to handle what she really wants? Let's start with you, Jasmine. Yep, you're mute.
Okay, you said sexual desire and what else? What's the
We'll start with the first one.
Oh,
okay. The first one. I got 2 more good ones after this one.
Okay, do I feel that men is equipped? I think it depends on the man. Because you have men that have strong sexual desires and strong appetites as well. So I think that would be subjective to the individual. Because you may have a woman saying that she want to try X, Y, and Z, but she might have never tried that. She probably seen something on, I'm gonna say, Pornhub or something like that, or one of these TV shows, and she just probably fantasize about it, and now she's bringing it up to this man, and now he's looking at like, okay, well, all of a sudden you want to do X, Y, and Z. Who you done been with? So a lot of times men can't handle that honesty. They can't handle that honesty. A lot of men don't want to be open. They just want to do the wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and going on about their business. So with women, I think a lot of times we may have a strong desire, strong sexual appetite, because we just want to switch things up. And I guess, because I'm not married, but I guess when you in a marriage or whatever, and you get so used to being like in a routine, most men kind of like stick to what their routine is. Women, we be trying to switch it up a little bit. So a lot of men, when they have a certain structure or a certain plan or whatever, they just want to stick to that. So anything that's kind of like out of the norm, most people tend to reject it. So that's why I feel that most men may have an issue with that.
Before we get out to someone else, shout out to Brandon L. Jet with the 50 keys for the early 50K subscriber achievement. Sir, I appreciate you. And for that, everybody type in BLJ in the chat. And while y'all doing this, we are going to pick it up.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the buff. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Yo, squad shitty, my bros raw. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Yo, squad shitty, my bros raw.
Salute to you, BLJ. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the love and support. My God, listen, he be supporting everybody, but he makes time to be top supporter. Really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Now, who else wants to go in after that? Are men equipped? I really want us to think about this. Are we really equipped? Because a lot of us were raised to think that our women were sugar spice, all that's nice. They don't really want a whole lot. Are we equipped to handle a woman's honesty when it comes to her sexual desire? Anybody can jump in.
No.
Hey, no.
No.
Especially if it's all right.
I've actually had a guy tell me that you're gonna be you're gonna be possessed by the devil. He was serious.
What were you requesting? What were you requesting?
The truth. You can't feel the truth.
Like,
What were you requesting?
I was like, huh? You're opening yourself to receiving the devil. I'm just like, okay, let's be friends. Bye.
So you're saying he is unable to handle the truth, like your honesty?
Yeah. Because I mean, the thing is, like, you know, there's monogamy and there's polygamy, and to me, the cross there's friction and confusion and stuff like that because you have someone who wants to be polyamorous, whatever, messing with somebody who wants monogamy. You have to have conversations. You have to have these open and honest conversations to find your match. If you don't, then you end up with people who are not for you, and you both end up unhappy. So I say, let the feelings get hurt. They get hurt, but be honest. You know, if you can't handle the truth, you know, then you gotta move on.
I think while men are on a quest to findeth that good thing, we would hate to come to the realization that good thing is nasty, super nasty. Like I'm saying, like, and I'm generally speaking, I'm generalizing. Right? I'm generalizing that you know that when a lot of times when we look for the wife type, we're looking for somebody that we can actually put on a pedestal, and she's pure and someone that grandmama would approve of, you know, and then we can just, you know, we could do a mattress mambo, and it's just gravy, but we couldn't visualize her, you know. I don't want to be too graphic, but you know what I'm saying, wanting to catch it in certain places, and you know, 2 in the pink and 1 in the stink, you know, we you know, trying to get turned every which way but loose, spit in my mouth, thumb in my butt. You know, it's like...
Hold on, Sir Charles. Hold on, Sir Charles. This is a good time to put your kids to sleep. This conversation just took another turn. Sir Charles...
I'm sorry, I had 2 more minutes before I get loose. I'm sorry, it ain't 10 o'clock yet. But When we really, and because at some point a man could be looking at a woman like, "Man, where'd you get that from?" I mean, we can enjoy it for a time, but a man will probably at some point be thinking, "Wait a minute, how nasty have you been getting out here?" I mean, we do understand that most women do have a whole phase somewhere around in their college days, right? I mean, that is something that is commonly known. And then that whole phase was, I mean, how many guys on the football team, actually, partnered up? You know what I'm saying? This could be, but that's why you should never ask. But I think that could freak us out, man. If we a lot of men, if we really understood just how freak nasty these women, our wife types could really get, we might not be able to handle that because we're thinking that happened with somebody else.
I think he's driving 2 buses.
So hold on. So Sir Charles, and anybody can jump in as well. But isn't that something important to know? Because I'm gonna tell you my honest truth. I think a woman who goes through a whole phase, I don't think that she ever really comes out. I think maybe she tried to steal it or quiet it. But I think that once you open yourself up to too much, I won't say it's impossible to turn that switch off, but I've seen it where a woman has the whole phase early, takes a break, and then has it again when she gets older. So isn't that something for a man to know about? What do you think about that?
Well, first of all, you're never going to know. She's going to lie about it. She's never going to tell you, hey, I had a whole phase when I was in college. I got gangbanged everywhere. I got turned every which way but loose. She's not going to tell you. So I would just say it's probably not worth thinking about. But if she is willing to tell you that woman is super honest, but in her honesty, she probably don't care about losing you. Most women are concerned about losing a good man. And if I tell them this, I can't take it back. Once it leaves my lips, I cannot take this back. I don't know what. So you know what? Let me just not say nothing. And essentially it comes off to a lie of omission. Now, here's the thing. How many, I think it's unfair to say that women don't grow out of it because, how many women sitting on the mother's board that went through their whole phase? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, it's just,
The difference between stopping and aging out. You know what I mean? There's a difference. Some people did it unwillingly.
But I think it's common. I mean, women, I don't know. I'm not saying every woman, but we all know that it's so common that it's not even shocking. It's shocking when I said it.
No, it's not because I've had a whole phase. Not what you talking about though. That's extreme.
So this is the way that I actually heard the question, right? The way that I heard the question is, with a woman like expressing things that she actually wants, and it may be being more than a guy is comfortable with doing. Would you say that was a correct assessment of the question? Sir?
Perfect assessment.
Yeah, then nah. I think there's some guys out here that is willing to go as far as it is, but I don't think that's the majority of guys because we're talking about relationships also, I'm assuming. And I think Sir Charles was spot on when he said that, most guys, when they're trying to pick their woman, you want a woman that's willing to be a freak. That was one of the things about my lady that really endured me to her. It wasn't that she knew how to do everything. It was just the fact that she was willing. You know what I'm saying? She was cooperative with it. You know what I'm saying? And I took a lot of pleasure in training her and getting her, to know the things that I like to the point where I don't even have to say nothing sometimes. I could just think like, man, do this right now. And it'll happen. Right. So it's not, but like if you meet a woman, if my lady just came right now and was like, yeah, baby, I want you to do this. Like, I'll give you an example. I remember I had somebody on my show.
Podcast. Is this?
No. I'm not going to lose. It's about a conversation that I had on my show one day. So, so this chick was on there. I don't like the chick no more, whatever, but she was on there and she was saying like, yeah, I'll tell a guy, what to do, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, so you saying like if a dude is kissing on your neck and then he's ready to move forward with his plan, right? You're gonna tell him, no, don't stay on my neck. She was like, yeah. And I was like, and that's exactly why our relationship wouldn't work out, right? The thing I like about my relationship is the fact that I am in control in the sexual department. I am the maestro. I am the director of the choir. You know, I command the high notes and the altos, you know what I'm saying, and the sopranos. I like the fact that, oh my God. For real, like I couldn't imagine. I don't even like Sir Hale, I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm not nobody's anomaly. So I know it's a lot more dudes like me. I don't even like hearing, yeah, right there. First of all, shut
I have
up.
a question.
Wait, hold on. First of all, shut up, because you're lying. First of all, when a woman says right there, she don't really mean right there. Okay. When she say here I come, she don't really be meaning that either. It be 17 more minutes later before anything actually even happens. Right? So just shut up. Let me perform my masterpiece. Let me draw my paint in. Let me put my symphony together. Enjoy yourself. I'll get you some apple juice afterwards. The rest of that, no. So no, to answer your question,
apple juice.
Hold on, y'all. Let's let this breathe.
I actually like apple juice.
Podcast actually made some really good points. Like we gotta, because women sweat. This for married folk. Listen, it'd be like, come on, you'd be like, you hear the sounds, and for a man's mind, the higher the sound go, it's like, boy, I'm taking care of business, baby. And he's like, baby, you there yet? Almost. Like, wait, what? So good point, podcast. Really good stuff. Anybody want to chime in on that?
I want to ask him a question. So, is it that you just don't like that kind of talk, or has porn ruined it for you? That kind of talk. It's, you know, some people they just be overboard. It's like it's so boring. Scorn. Sorry. Thank you. Scorn.
If I'm thinking about it, right, I don't really contribute it to the films because a lot of times I'm not even listening, right? So it's like visual aid.
My bad. I'm sorry. I even started this. Sorry, my bad.
No, for real though. Like when I was in college, right? I would be doing my homework. I would have my Microsoft Word open. I'm typing up my essay. On the side of that, I got whatever it is that I'm copying and getting my essay material from. And under that, I had the porn going, right? With the head, but it's no sound. It's no sound. I don't even want to hear it. It's no sound.
You were not. You were not studying.
I know not studying. Audio. Don't need.
I had some music going, and I had a visual aid going, and I'm able to focus, right? But the thing about it is, honestly,
it sounds so academic now that you say visual aid.
No, seriously though, like look, the truth of the matter is this, sis, is that at the end of the day, it's cool, right, to get responses and stuff, but I'm a man. I don't like being told what to do.
That's it.
Like at no point of my life do I like being not on jobs, not nowhere. I just don't like being told what to do. And
so podcast. I think in Beautifully Animated, it was your question based off of he's seen a lot and he's connecting what women do in that realm with what's going on in their situation. Was that the?
Well, yeah, because for me, I had to stop watching because it became boring to me. It was just like I like people. I like to see people I can relate to, and I see them dealing with stuff or going through emotions and feelings that I go through.
Let me recenter the question. So are women are men equipped to handle a woman's honesty when it comes to what she wants in this area?
Right. Yeah. That's why I said no, because if you start talking and requesting stuff, you as a man, you're gonna think about where it's coming from too. But at the same time, just for me, I just don't like directives. I spent so much time in my youth doing what I thought was a well performance. Like if you telling me what to do, you questioning my capabilities to bring you there. Like you wait, what you mean? No, stay on, because a lot of dudes don't even know that women love to have their neck sucked on, right? And I'm really good at that. And so it'd be like, no, stay. Like I got a job to do. Ain't nobody trying to be here all night with you. Look, I'm gonna hit every part that I know, and then come on and come on. Okay, cool, my turn. All right, boom. You want some apple juice? And then that's what's up. I see you. Like,
listen, anybody other than podcast, say something. Anybody other than podcast.
Jasmine, go. Jasmine, go.
Yeah. Okay. I think I already said that men couldn't handle the Did I say that? I'm having a brain fart real quick. But yeah, so I think I already said that men couldn't handle that. So a lot of times you will have these men in these relationships, right? But they claim to be so committed to the relationship, they so satisfied with their wife or their woman, but they step out. So now when you have a woman, because I can only speak from an unmarried perspective and my own personal experience, you have a woman and she's interested in this man. So she's trying to be this super freak because she's thinking that this is what this man wants. I mean, they broadcasted on these songs. I know y'all heard Megan Thee Stallion when she was talking about that one song. She switched up her wig so he can feel like he cheating. That's what women out here doing, because they trying to make sure that the man that they're dealing with is not out here trying to look for something else sexually in another woman. So, hey, if you want somebody blonde, hey, I'm gonna switch my wig up. I'm gonna be blonde. Tomorrow I'm gonna be Becky. Today I'm gonna have locks. Tomorrow my hair's gonna be purple. You want Curly Susie? I'm gonna be Curly Susie. I'm giving you everything that I feel that you want and desire, so you won't even step outside this relationship. So it's just like I guess really just trying to secure the men that they dealing with. I don't think it has nothing to do with a whole phase.
But is anybody telling them that there's no logic to that? Like,
it doesn't have to be logic. It doesn't have to be logic. So what's the logic if you're married, right? What's the logic?
Wait. Let me explain what I'm saying. Because if there's no logic to it, then that means it's not working, right? Think about it like this. You got a man, if you're a woman, and please don't deflect, just listen. If you're a woman and you don't like small penises, but you chose a man with a small penis, is there any hair color he can put on that's going to change? Exactly. I don't even have to finish it.
It's not. I'm agreeing with you. It's not.
There you go.
But that, like, even with the point that you was making, and you were saying like, okay, well, you good at sucking whatever you suck, the neck, and you please your woman in such a way that you don't want her to tell you anything. A lot of times y'all men need redirection. Y'all need a redirections, because when you dealing with somebody, it's super important whether y'all in a committed relationship, but when you sharing yourself with somebody, it's important for you to learn that person, because you could have been with Becky with the good hair and she might have liked that suck. But TT don't like the neck suck. So just taking that time to truly understand and learn the person that you're dealing with, what turns them on. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you why I'm laughing.
Hold on. We got to get Take Heat in here.
Just really quickly, let me tell her why I'm smiling. I'm smiling because it's like when you said that, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. And in the very next instant, I'm like, no, you're gonna like what I do. Period, point blank. You're gonna like what I do.
Everybody say goodnight to podcast.
That's because he's getting the apple juice from Aldi's. He getting his apple juice from Aldi's.
Yeah. Hey,
no hate on Aldi's. I like
28 grams of sugar per serving. Yep.
Listen, Jasmine makes a good point. I got to give you that was a good point, Jasmine. Take heed. We didn't talk all kind of nonsense tonight. What's your perspective on this? Are men able to handle a woman's honesty when it comes to her sexual preferences?
Okay, so you want me to put my 2 cent nonsense in it too then? So I have to agree. He he's gonna second guess because he wants to. He's like, how does she know all these things? You know what I'm saying? Why is she like that? But I'm going to tell you something. As women, sometimes this messes you up when you marry, because if you don't do these things, you know what I'm saying, that extra, you giving head, you understand, you doing extra things in the bedroom, you know what I'm saying, you doing your thing. If you don't do these things, you get a visitor, you know what I'm saying, you get an unwanted visitor in your home. You got to start cleaning house again, you know what I'm saying. So I think that because for me being married so long, me and my husband had to keep going back to the table, reassessing. You know what I'm saying? When you've been married a long time and you know each other's bodies and you know how to touch each other, you have to go back and reassess. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just throw this out there. I like to be talked to. Yes, I do. Okay. I like to be talked to. And I mean every type of talk. Okay. You don't have to stop. Every type of talk. You can talk to me. Okay. That's what I like. Okay. I don't like the room quiet. I gotta play my Marvin Gaye real loud so the kids don't hear. Okay. All right. That's the truth. Okay. So I like to be talked to. And you better say everything other than the word except my name. Don't say my name. Everything else you can say. So now what I'm saying and to answer the question is that sometimes it's hard when you first dealing with a man. It's hard to explain the things that you like. Because it took me many years to tell my husband like what I like. And when I did tell him, he had looked at me two-sided, but we already married. So he like, okay, wait a minute. I didn't know it was like that. And I'm like, yeah, it's like that. So,
like, where did this woman learn this? See, I think that's such a good point because, let's talk to us for a second. We didn't heard these women. What is it about a woman being honest about this? Like her true, because we say we want to have an open and honest relationship. Hold on, let me clarify. I don't mean open in terms of other people coming in. I mean honest between each other, conversations, right? Why are we afraid when a woman says exactly what she wants and we automatically assume that she knows this because she's been out with other men? Like,
no, this is too easy. This is way too easy because there is a word. Here, let me look this up for you. There is a word that applies to women that in reality should bring men some cause to pause. The definition of the word: impossible to satisfy. Right? The word insatiable.
The phrase, man. It's not a word.
No, I'm saying the definition of the word. That's what I said. That's what I said. The definition.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, the definition of the word is impossible to satisfy.
Insatiable.
The actual word, insatiable. Yeah. Right, and that is women. Right, if left unchecked, they will be insatiable. If they are when they are in control of something, it's never going to be good enough. You see what I'm saying? And so I learned this lesson from light-skinned men. Right, light-skinned men, and I know color. Yes, this
lost in translation to say, yeah, dog. I did tell you that.
some stuff just applies, and we can't deny it. I learned this lesson from light-skinned men. Right, the thing that I saw from them was this: they did not allow their women to be in control of their sex lives. You know what I'm saying? It was gonna happen when I wanted it. Only difference between me is I was still trying to hump every day, but they that wasn't trying to hump every day. They found business to take care of, fun to have, fellas to hang out with, things to do. You know what I'm saying? Went home, kissed their woman, and laid down more often than they just tried to, be all up on her because they knew now I'm creating that expectation for her. I'm creating that expectation for her, and I'm going to create this insatiableness inside of her. And so I wasn't able to discipline myself enough. Like I spent pretty much, I'm 45 now. I would say I probably spent I spent the first 40 years of my life. Well, not 40 because it probably didn't start till I was 14. So between 14 and 40, so like 26 years, just trying to screw. You know, that was my goal in life. That was what I was trying to have one woman, right? I was trying to do it with one woman the majority of the time, but I just wanted to screw. And you know, the in the beginning, the women would be all for it because I'm a master pipesman. But the problem was I wasn't focused on myself. I ain't had no business. I ain't had no jobs. I ain't had no income. I ain't had no goals. I wasn't driven for nothing. All I could do was do a whole bunch of sex. And after a while, it's like, okay, nigga, I bought you some Jordans. I bought you a car. We got a crib. You know, now what? Okay, you just made me come, all that. I'm all over the place. The bed, we got to change the bed, flip the mattress over, but the light bill still need to be paid. The gas bill still need to be paid. Rent still need to be paid, right? So that's what I'm saying. If you allow a woman to dictate what happens in your sexual, romantic, in the bed, whatever you want to call it, the marriage bed, right? It's going to be a problem for you. You cannot allow that because they are going to go crazy. And it's just gonna be too much. There's gonna be toys and handcuffs and whips. Then she's gonna be trying to peg you and all. Now ain't nobody finna be dealing with all that. No.
Wait a minute. So first of all, shout out to all the married master pipesmen out there. Glad that you tuned in tonight. So does anybody want to respond to what podcast had to say moments ago?
I think it's okay to let her I think it's okay for her to tell her husband what she likes. I think it's okay because I'm going to tell you why I say this. Because if you don't, and it's sad to say what I'm about to say, but if you don't let a woman breathe, if you don't let her breathe and let her tell you what she likes, she gonna go get the next man that's gonna do what she like. And it's true. She gonna do that. She gonna do that. And you know what the sad part is? It might be your friend. It might be your friend. It might even be your brother, your uncle, whoever, okay? That will sit up and you know that song, This Boy Be in My DMs. Yeah, that one too. She gonna talk to him in her DMs and she gonna tell him, this is what I like. And he gonna tell you, baby, I could lay that pipe down for you just like that. I can lay it down for you, honey. You if he ain't doing it right, I'll do it for you. That's why it's good to listen to your woman when she tell you what she like in the bedroom. And I remember telling my husband in our first couple of years of marriage, and it was hard for him to be like, he was looking at me like two-sided, like, and then he said to me, well, babe, if that's what you like, honey, that's what I'm gonna give you. So I don't see anything wrong with telling your husband what you like.
Right.
That's my take on it.
See, I'll say this: as a married person, you have to, because you're going to get older. When you're younger, it's about what do you call it? The amount of times. Yeah, you do it a lot often. As you get older, though, it's about quantity. Now it's about quality as you get older and technique, because you want to have a different experience with that. So I think married people have to be open and honest about that. And here's the thing: we can't go in assuming that women won't want something and assuming that you know what a man wants. You do have to talk about those things, because what you like in your 20s, you might not. Hey, my knees don't work like they used to. I can't do that in my 30s like that. We're gonna have to lay it on the side and do this, right? So you have to talk about these kind of things. So really, really good points.
And that's exactly why she needs to sit down and bro, listen. You just said it, right? Because here's the thing, right? You got a woman and she wants you to do this and twist and tangle up in some goofy way, right? Whole time she can't ride you for longer than 6 seconds. My knees, my thighs cramping, my calves burning. Exactly.
They got the mega knees.
Exactly. Take what you getting and get, man, forget all that. Everybody's trying to hear all that.
We're gonna move this. We're gonna do a show
always matter,
married people, because we're seriously, this is being real now. So you're right. The way you take care of yourself does impact, like the way you take care of it impacts the quality of your life. And I'm talking about from a married perspective. So if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not drinking enough water, you're not getting enough potassium, that Charlie horse will mess some stuff up, brother.
Oh God,
you ain't been through nothing unless you had a Charlie horse and had to, like, hey, babe, give me a minute. Let me for a second. Let me some potassium. So,
hey,
like
the one, hey, Sir Hale, the ones in your stomach be the worst ones. They be worse than the ones
it'll shut you down. So listen, so it's important.
I might need to take a shot of that pickle juice and stuff. You know what I'm
saying? From a marriage perspective, y'all, it's important that take care of yourself, but that communication is an important part. That communication is part of intimacy. And if you've been raised to be a nice guy, it's going to be very difficult to hear this because it goes against what you've been taught.
Oh yeah.
So conversations like this make a big difference. So let's shift. Let me get just one more question because it's about to be 10:30 and I want to get us out of here. So are men equipped to handle a woman's desire for variety? Jasmine, you alluded to this early. So let's get to this, and then this is going to be our final question. Are men, are we capable, are we equipped to handle a woman's honesty when it comes to variety? And I don't mean with other people, I just mean variety. Let's start with Sir Charles and we'll go around.
Well, that's what I thought you meant by variety. I thought you meant, if you want to taste test, get a little tour. But when you say variety, what do you mean? Like
tour?
You mean positions, toys?
Position, I mean, anything, scenarios, places.
Yeah. Hey, they say variety is the spice of life. I mean, I think any person, man or woman, that wants to do the same thing in the same place at the same time, you're so predictable. You're going to be bored. I mean, you're going to bore your partner. And so you have to throw in the variety. And if it's shocking for a man to think that a woman would want variety, I think he probably shouldn't be married. Or even try to pursue a woman, because ideally, your exact person would like whatever it is you throw out, and it will just knock them off their feet, right? But unfortunately, we have to tailor our performance. A lot of times, we got to tailor our performance. We got to tailor our performance for our partner, because I mean, it is kind of selfish to get in there, get yours and get out, and then tell your woman to she got to figure it out. Now she got the rolls in there going on high. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's important for us to understand that our women want variety for sure. And if you don't understand that, man, don't pursue a woman.
What about you, Lost in Translation? What's your perspective on that question?
You got to make it interesting, man. You can't be doing the same thing over and over again. And sometimes you got to surprise her, be like, hey, guess what? The washroom is available. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I mean? You got to go in there and change that thing up. And sometimes, living room, whatever, you know what I mean? In the park, in the dog, you know what I mean? In the backyard or whatever, you know what I mean? Sometimes people like the thrill of the rush of certain things, you know what I mean? That danger. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got to mix that thing up. But I mean, being predictable all the time, it kind of take the fun out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Sneak up on the dog in the back door.
That's right. Someone leave the back door open. I'm like, wait a minute. Trying to get caught. But my thing is as long as it's not unsafe, you know what I mean, or illegal, you should give it a shot. Try it out, you know what I mean? Spice things up. So when you get old, all you gonna be doing? Remember that time we was out there in the backyard, girl, and the doggone dog came back there and licked on it? Yeah, those are the good stories that's later on. You know what I'm saying? So spice that thing up, man.
I'm done.
Spice it up. You know what I mean? You never know. You never know. I'm just saying. Hey, spice it up.
Y'all come back here now.
Y'all come back here.
I'm gonna be audio for the rest of the night after that one, bro.
They're gonna shut you down.
No, if they got to see us laughing, they got to see you laughing too. Be fair about it.
I think that's such a good perspective. Lost. I mean, that's a really good perspective. Jasmine, what's your perspective on this? Are men equipped to handle a woman's honesty about variety? And of course, this doesn't have to be. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm asking this, because I noticed, and this goes both ways. If when you sit a person down and you have this kind of conversation, the first thing, if you guys don't have that foundation of trust, is, oh, you said I'm not good, or there's a problem, and it could turn, you know what I mean? It could turn sour really quickly. You start feeling inadequate. So, do you think that men are equipped to handle a woman's honesty when it comes to variety? in that department. What do you think about that?
I'm gonna say, like I said earlier, no. It depends on that man. He has to be open-minded, right? But I wanted to give Charles a little pushback because he said that your ideal person will like what you give them and be satisfied with that. When you dealing with somebody and you giving yourself, your time, your energy, your body, your spirit, all of that stuff to somebody sexually, right? A lot of times sex is not like, if I'm pleasing my man, it's not about me all the time. It's about pleasing him. So sometimes I may not be in the mood. I may be doing some things that I don't want to do, but because he wants it, I'm doing what he like. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like, to answer your question, the answer is no. Men can't handle that. Yeah, I can't.
When I say ideal, I mean perfectly matched, where it rarely happens. It rarely happens where you really have to tell your partner nothing. You're hitting everything out of the park. Who got the echo?
Yes, somebody's got an echo going. Somebody's got this show going on in the back or something.
I'm sorry. I jumped out of turn, but I'm saying, there are cases where you can be perfectly matched with a person to where they hit every button for you. You hit every button for them. It's a match made in heaven, but there are other problems, right? And I want to get into that because we can go around, but I wanted to talk about that insatiable, insatiable desires that women have. But we could talk about it. Go ahead.
Excellent. So yeah, let's get to beautifully animated, and then we'll let podcast start it off since he brought that up. Beautifully animated. What's your thought? Are men equipped to handle that honesty about variety?
No. I mean, if they can't handle the first question, you know what I'm saying, that you asked, they can't handle variety and stuff like that, because exactly like you said, they feel inadequate. They feel like you're attacking them. It's like, there's nothing wrong with you. I just want to do these things with you because I love you. I'm attracted to you. So, it's like, yeah, a lot of guys take things too personal. It's like, yeah.
No.
God dang.
Let me have this conversation on a simpler note, right? What I'm saying is this: take whips and chains and fire, you know what I'm saying, and all the other craziness out of it. You have two human bodies, right? You got, as far as I know, you have one clitoris, one penis, two nipples on both bodies, a mouth, some ears, elbows. This is what I'm saying, Sir Hale. This is why you can't let a woman be in charge, right? Because if a woman finds out that doing this to her elbow will make her release, she just gonna want you to just keep doing this to her elbow until she can't take it no more. Don't nobody got time for that, man.
You don't have time for that.
He's talking about, exactly. I definitely don't at all, because most women don't either, right?
Podcast. I just got a report. There's a group of women rubbing their elbow now to see if that part works, because you said that.
I'm trying to tell you. Listen, I can't see because we got one of the ladies is married. I don't know what the other two situations is. So we can't ask the questions that we really want to ask. But I can tell you, I've had conversations with women where I've said, "What's the longest that you've ever went down on a man?" Right? To say it cleaner, right? And it's like, "Oh, what you mean? That shouldn't be more than 5 minutes, 10 minutes." Like, see what I mean? But you want a man to do everything he do for 17 hours, right? But your performance, I'm supposed to be satisfied and good with everything you did in 3 minutes. It's like, no, listen, when it comes to this, when it comes to sex, and when it comes to money, you're insane. And so because you're insane, I'm going to be in charge of things in those departments. Now, when it comes to nurturing and being caring and being emotional, right, and bringing balance, that's where you manifest your powers at, right? And I'm going to allow you to do that, and I'm going to turn to you for those things. I'm going to seek those things out in you. I can't I'm not nobody's cook. I can't cook. We look at that as some slight to women by saying they should be able to cook. No, because I don't have the patience to cook. Everything I cook is sky high. If I can't cook sky high and have it done in 4 minutes, I don't want to cook it. Right. So you're going to take the patience and you're going to go get all the right seasonings and everything. And you're going to make this thing a meal. You're going to put it on a plate and make it look beautiful. It ain't just about cooking, but it's about the energy and the soul and the time and all that you're going to put into it. I'm going to do that same thing with your body. I just don't need your instructions. Because with you trying to tell me what the same way how the sister could say, if you don't listen to a woman, so another man will. You trying to tell me what to do, another woman gonna be happy just because I'm there. She's gonna be satisfied with what I'm doing just because I'm there. She gonna know, dang it, ain't nobody never really paid attention to my earlobe like that, my neck like that. Nobody really paid attention to rubbing my arm while they was doing this other stuff or holding my legs this way or locking fingers with my foot and all this. Nobody ever really did any of this stuff. So I'm saying, yeah, sometimes it gets boring in relationships, but an attentive man will also notice when it gets a little boring, and then he might eat the groceries. So calm down.
All right,
Yeah,
podcast gave his final thoughts already. Podcast gave his final thoughts all in one. I tell you what, guys, does anybody want to respond?
I was just gonna say that if you want a woman who go down on you for a longer length of time, you just gotta find that woman who's willing to build up the stamina for it.
Strengthen them jaws.
I don't see anything wrong with going down like that. I don't. I agree with you. Podcast. I don't see anything wrong with taking your time because truthfully, and I'm about to say it, truthfully is like a lollipop. It's truthfully. Okay, if you want to talk about it, it's truthfully.
You know what, sister, take heed. In my household, that's not even sex. Right? That's like a hug. Right? In my household, it's that common. You know what I'm saying? That is the great relaxer.
But it's supposed to be common. It's supposed to be common. So I agree with you. And you know what I want to tell you too? I do agree in the sense that the man is supposed to be the maestro in the bedroom. I do agree with you on that. But what I'm talking about, we said the conversation. So we already talked about it before we hit our bedroom. You know what I'm saying? We talked about the situation. So now when it's time for everything to go down and hit that Marvin Gaye, you already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm sitting up there telling, oh, this way, oh, that way. No, because he already knows. So let the maestro play his music. That's it.
Yeah.
You know why he knows? You know why he knows? Because the statement that I made earlier, he paid attention to you. He studied you. Nowadays, you have men, they have sex with you and they think because he done did it, laid pipes to this woman, and to her, she may act in a certain way, that it's the same with the next woman. Your man took his time to learn your body, to please you in other ways that maybe other men couldn't. So that's the difference. That's the difference.
That's true.
Okay, guys, listen.
Right. Some women are.
Yo, hold on. So I gotta say this, y'all. I believe in marriage, so this should be for your marriage.
Oh yeah.
The reason I say this, if you give all this away too soon, you get married to somebody who can't give it to you. You're gonna be frustrated in your marriage. Tell us what I know. The man on 16 years on the 21st of June, right? So you want to save something for your marriage, and this is important, guys.
Yeah.
That clip that I showed you guys, the banner. Everything that there was no special thing she did with her husband that she divorced. You have to see it that she didn't do with the guy, in back of her, right?
So this on Netflix.
Yeah. That's and it calls. I'll send it in the back chat. I don't want to promote this because it's a trash show. It really is. I went through it because I saw people responding and reviewing to it, and I was going to do a live on it, but it just is too much. I don't want to necessarily promote that. But like she did a whole lot with the guy, and her husband could never measure up to what all the stuff that she did with this person, and it ended up ruining what they had. So I'm saying we got to start teaching our young girls, save some of that. It should be something special that you do with your man. You guys agree with that?
Right. No, I agree.
I think that's a good point to make to younger women. We're gonna be hard pressed. Because I mean, you know, I spend most of my days watching other podcasts to get and shorts and stuff to figure out, you know, things that I'm gonna react to. And I'm telling you, man, across the board, not black, not white, not just across the board, a lot of women are just delusional about this body count thing. I'm actually doing a reaction on one tomorrow because it's like I don't understand. Look, y'all know I say I love whores. I respect them. They have a place in society, but they're not wives. It's just that simple. And women need to stop trying to conflate the two. You just can't do it. You're either going to be a wife or you're going to be a whore. It's that simple. And so the body count thing matters, and so does the experiences, because if you have all of your experiences, then you get with another dude, and then because he can't take you to the moon to have sex, you judging him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, you already did everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just come on. That's why I'm saying, like, when people say, listen to your woman, listen to her say what? What are you going to say? Lick my armpit? Like, what are you going to tell me to do?
All right, podcast is done tonight.
Hey, to that point, though,
that was a little much.
At the end of the
What
day,
is podcast on tonight?
Hey, when
somebody go find podcasts, go get him. Take his computer, disconnect Ethernet, take away his devices.
No, I'm being honest right here, like in real whole life. What are you gonna tell me to do that I don't know already to do? What are you gonna tell me to do? And then on top of all of that, if I do it every single time we have sex, then it's really gonna get played out.
And that's the thing.
Like, we're not doing that every single time. Today, guess what? Today gonna be one of them days when I roll over and make sure you know I still love you and I'm only having sex with you. Next week might be one of them days where you walking around cooking and I just throw you across the table. The week after that might be one of them days where we go get a jacuzzi room. You know what I'm saying? But every day it's not going to be everything every day, because you ain't gonna appreciate it no way. It's like, come on.
Our podcast is banned next week, so Charles, what's your response to this? Get bored. And then we're gonna get final thoughts.
Yeah. I was just gonna say to that point. You know, when we doing the mattress mambo or the horizontal hoedown, you know what I'm saying, and we giving you the best egg I got, like a nigga baker. And listen, a couple instructions here and there, whatever, cool, all right. But when you start barking too many orders, it gives implications as if you don't like me and you don't like my style. The bottom line. And so, listen, you can't go overboard, because I'm not switching up the whole flow. I can't switch. You want me to learn whole new techniques? I've been perfecting this technique since I was a shorty. Now, ideally, listen. No virgins are getting married anymore. But ideally, we should save ourselves for marriage. So we couldn't have taste tested anything else. We have no expectations. We don't know what it's about, right? But since we are going into marriage, right? And you want to know who you're marrying, I just think it's a darn shame that society frowns upon testing it out first. See if you're compatible. Right? See, I'm not promoting anything, but I'm saying, do anybody buy a car without test driving that boy? You don't care how it look. I'm just saying, you want to see how it feel when you hit that gas pedal. I'm just saying, get this monster. Hey, I'm not promoting test driving, but I'm just saying you could wind up. That's why a lot of times people get divorced, because hey, you might not have tested out to the full capability. I'm just saying. Now you're stuck with the car, and then you're looking on the way out.
Well, listen, I'll say this, and then we're gonna wrap up here. I gotta go. I gotta get to the gym, but I'll say this: we have become over sexualized as a culture. And nothing is sacred anymore. And I believe that when you marry somebody, there should be some things that's just for us. I think what happens is once you get out there, it's hard to close that door. And that's the real truth. If you come from an environment where everybody is getting it, you start early, it's hard not to try everything because you're curious. So I think that it's incumbent on the older generation, us if you're over 30, we should really be instructing the young women and young men, hey, save some of that. Like your feelings are natural, what you feel is normal, but save somebody if you want to be married because it makes marriage that much more special. To your point, Sir Charles, I think one of the key things that we didn't mention is men don't like to be told what to do because it's kind of masculine for you to be trying to tell me what to do and what to turn and how to do it. That the energy is off, and that'll mess up that whole experience. So typically, if a man is at least creative, let that man take lead because he's going to figure out how you react to what he does, and you're going to find yourselves thoroughly pleased with the work and the expert relations of a pipesmith. So,
all right now.
All right.
With that being said, let's get final thoughts. Let's start with podcast. Great show tonight, guys. Great energy. This is like the best, worst show. I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to keep this public or I'm going to make this members only. It was that good. So we'll see. But podcast, final thoughts on you, man, and then let us know how we can connect with you.
I mean, listen, I think visually women are the most beautiful thing on the planet. I really can spend all day staring at women, whether it's pictures or whether it's, adult movies. I just love women, bro. But I do think there are a lot of things about women that young men need to be taught about. I heard someone say today, and then it was also repeated on this particular broadcast as well, that we are taught that, women are, just roses and, peaches and cream and all of these lovely things. And that's just not really the case. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things about them that may be in their nature, that may be innate to be in a woman, or may actually be a part of some deep-rooted programming, whether it's through, food and imagery and media and broadcast waves and 5G and all these other conspiracies out there that really, if men don't understand it, they're gonna have a hard time navigating relationships with women, no matter how hard they try, no matter how much money they have, right? And one of those things is the insatiability of women. You have to be able to navigate that. You have to find a way to be able to control and create an environment of discipline, whether it's sexual discipline, monetary discipline, whatever it is. Some of those things are way more important to know and to be able to apply to your relationships as a man than just being able to provide money. But we never hear those conversations. All we hear is get a job and get 6 figures and pay everything and she'll be all right. And then you look at the divorce rate and it's like, that's not the case. So, but this was actually a great show. I think I'm a jump on the bandwagon on my next broadcast and talk about this a little bit further, about whether or not women are insatiable. I think I'm gonna bring that up. And this was a pretty good show, pretty good topic. Enjoyed everybody on the panel. Definitely glad to be a part of it. They call me Little Podcast. My mama called me Beans. I got a couple of channels. Everybody here probably already know about it. But I do have a new show on Angry Man's Toxic Avengers Network on Mondays called Anger Management. And then I have another show on the same network on Tuesdays called the Super Chat Takeover. So you can catch me there tomorrow as well on my channel. Little Podcast produced it in the daytime. And I really appreciate everybody, man. Thank you.
Hey, salute, bro. Really good stuff tonight, man. Really good energy, man. I'm glad you were here, bro. Beautifully animated. Listen, first time on the show tonight. You're fantastic. You're fantastic. What are your final thoughts and how can we connect with you as well?
My final thoughts are, being honest with one another is hard because, you're fearing losing that person and stuff like that. But the thing is, if you lose that person, they weren't meant to be with you. So it's like, stop being afraid of being open and honest and just say what's on your mind, say what's going on and stuff like that, because through communication, you can find the right person for you, and we can have less divorces because people will no longer be marrying strangers. If you're not talking and communicating, you're strangers to one another. I'm Beautifully Animated Speaks. That's my serious channel. My more playful and fun channel is Beautifully Animated. You can find me on IG at Beautifully Animated. Also, you can find me here sometimes, and sometimes I'm over at Black Men Unfiltered. Thank you.
Hey, you're a wonderful guest, a wonderful panelist. I'm really glad that you came tonight. Thank you so much.
My first Sunday was a blast.
Excellent. All right, Jasmine, you always bring heat, always great perspective and great energy, and I love your red hair. What's your final thoughts on tonight's topic? What's your final thoughts on tonight's topic, and how can we connect with you as well?
We just had a whole little talk about my hair is not red. It's sunset orange. It may be the lighting. But thank you for having me on the show. My word for the week is truth. TRUTH. When I feel like most people, we need to be truthful with ourselves. The more you are truthful and honest with yourself, it'll be easier for you to be truthful and honest with the people that you have in your life. When you truthful with yourself and you being truthful with the people in your life, look, that's the easiest way to cut people out your life, because if they can't accept you for who you are, then it's time for them to exit stage left. I'm new to the YouTube. I'm trying to test the waters or whatever. Y'all can find me here on Jasmine Says on Instagram, and my other social media is the Skincare Boo, because like I said earlier, I'm a licensed esthetician with a skincare line. So, and I talk about all things healing. Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Much love to you, Jasmine. Listen, we got to do this again. We got to run this back. Really good conversation. Love the energy and the red hair as well. Take heed to the message. What's your final thoughts on tonight's topic, and how can we connect with you as well?
Well, my final thoughts for tonight is that the man should be the maestro in the bedroom. You shouldn't be doing him like a drill sergeant. That's not making love. You don't supposed to do all that nonsense. And I want to say, I think we need to start having open conversations with our husband or wife, to really sit down and be like, what do you like, honey? What is it that I can help with? You know what I'm saying? To please you better. Because sometimes when we don't do these things, we open up a lot of nonsense into our marriage. And just because we're afraid to talk about stuff like this, let me tell you something. Making love with your husband or your wife, it's not nothing that is going to hurt anybody. You know what I'm saying? You're not committing no sin. So if you sitting up there talking all types of nonsense, it's between you and him. Nobody else has to know about it. You know what I'm saying? And I think we have this horrible stigma when we talking about a husband and a wife making love. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to do all those things that you want to do because it's between you and him. You ain't out there sharing his cookie with everybody. I'm just saying, that's just my take on it. And Lil Podcast, he was hitting it tonight. I like that. And thank you for letting me come to the panel again. And for everybody who wants to come to my show, is Take Heed to the Message with Abang Awa, my stage name on YouTube. Have a good night, everybody.
Hey, listen, guys, do we not love Take Heed to the Message? I mean, can we take a minute to say we appreciate the freshness of your perspective, the tenure of what you have to say is much respected, and so really thank you so much. I also want to send a shout out to Mr. and Mrs. He Said She Said. Y'all know we love y'all a whole lot, and sending love and positivity toward Mr. He Said and Mr. C Said. We just send all kind of love towards y'all. And I just want to spend a special shout out to Brandon L. Jett. This guy is a top supporter. This guy be modding, right? This guy, you know what I mean? I appreciate people who take time to go over and beyond to help the platform. It means a whole lot. Same thing with Lost in Translation. This man be moderating. Like if I ain't got nobody here, he gonna be here. Like, let's get it, y'all. Get them likes up. I really appreciate people who take the time to show that love and support. So thank you all. To my wife who be on here, I'm really appreciative, and I just want to say that. So anyway, Lost in Translation podcast. Thanks for being here, man. This is your first time on Super Sunday. Great guest, man. Love your perspective. What's your final thoughts, and how can we connect with you as well?
First of all, I want to say thank you for letting me participate this Sunday. This has truly been a blast. My final thought is this. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world to understand your woman, as long as she understands you and you understand her. Make sure that you guys make it safe for you to have safe conversations. You know what I mean? A lot of times people lie because they don't feel like it's safe for them to talk to the other person. Also, you have to lead by wisdom too, man. As a man, you should learn things, always be growing. Give your woman something to admire. As a man, women love men that they can admire. And if you're always learning, you're always growing, and you can always share something with her, that makes her fall in love with you every single day. So my thing is this: make sure you take time. And a lot of times people like to use sex as a band-aid for intimacy. Sometimes you just need to just sit there and hold her and just talk to her and have open conversations from time to time. It don't have to be wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, all the time. Sometimes your woman just needs her hand to be held. Sometimes she needs her back to be rubbed. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Sometimes she needs to just lay on you, you know, just to know that you're there. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times we use sex as a band-aid. But my thing is this: get to know your woman, get to really know her, so her insecurities, those types of things. And I want to encourage everybody to follow me on my YouTube page. It's called Lost in Translation Podcast. I can also be found on Instagram, Lost in Translation of the Podcast, with underscores underneath. We have those type of conversations all the time. And I just want to be looking forward to hear everybody's perspective. I'm pretty much open. I'm all over the place. I'm moderating for Sir Hale, also lead attorney Melanie King, Kevin Samuels. You know what I mean? I'm all over the place. But I think I've been here a long time. I've been listening to different conversations, and I bring a little bit of something from everybody. And I've heard a lot of things. And I spend a lot of time in these spaces. So that's just my whole thing. I want to make sure that everybody stays open to being able to communicate with each other. And I'm looking forward to going forward with this conversation on Sir Hale Network. Sir Hale, you're doing a great job. I just want to say thank you. Lady Hale, you're doing a great job. Chat, love y'all as always. And I just want to thank y'all for letting me be here this Super Sunday. Thanks so much, Sir Hale.
Man, my brother, man, I appreciate you. I got a question for you. Do you sing at all? Because you sound a little bit like Luther.
I do.
See, I knew it. I can tell. All right. You know what I'm saying? And listen, Sir Charles, what's your final thoughts on tonight's topic? As always, appreciate you, man, coming through. Always listen, man, you give me so many clips this week, it's ridiculous. What's your final thoughts? And what do you want to leave with the people? And then how can we connect with you as well?
All right. Well, first and foremost, Sir Hale, thank you once again for allowing me to grace your panel. Thank you to the other panelists, the chat. Hey, man, I just be going here having fun, man, and I enjoy this. I couldn't think of a better way to spend my Sunday evening. And, first and foremost, I want to say that intimacy starts well before you get into the bedroom. You know, a lot of times we focus on the actual act, and we're not considering the fact that it's those menial tasks, everyday tasks that actually can get your partner aroused. And so by the time it's that time to do the horizontal hold down or the mattress mambo, you know what I'm saying? Your person is already warmed up. The other thing is that, a lot of times girls learn early that if you act a certain way, then you'll get certain results. And then they turn into women that do the same. And a lot of times those actions are manipulative. I've had my own daughters try to play me like that. They feel like if they can cry, get what they want, or what have you. And boys typically are taught that if you do a certain thing, then you'll get certain results. And then those boys turn into men that understand that action is what will get you those results. Now, I'm not trying to perpetuate the sex war or the gender war or what have you, but I'm just saying that I would like to say that I think it's incumbent upon us as parents to really teach our kids to manage their own desires, because it is happiness is the absence of desire. And a lot of times women aren't happy because their desires are too lofty, too expansive, and unrealistic for one particular man. And so they become unhappy, and they use that excuse or that as a reason as to why the relationship failed. But you can actually manage your own happiness by curbing your own desires. Also, happiness is tied to your own accomplishments as well. So, there's some inner work that can be done on the female side. I'm picking on women because I'm a man and I don't want to look in the mirror. So now, that being said, one last piece I want to say real quick is that we talked about truth, right? And this is what I'll say that Friedrich Nietzsche has a quote that says, the strength of a person's character can be measured by how much truth he can tolerate, or more precisely, to what extent it needs to be diluted, disguised, sweetened, muted, or falsified. So my position is this: if you're going to ask for the truth, please be the person that can accept the truth. That's why people lie. A lot of times, not in addition to them being ashamed of the truth, is that you probably can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. I am Sir Charles the God. You can find me on all social media handles as Sir Charles the God, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and you can also catch me. I am one half of Mindfully Misunderstood on YouTube, where I co-host the show with my brother Cam2 Official, and that's my word. Thank y'all. Good evening.
Yo, a dope show. Until next time, everybody, we're gonna run this back again next Sunday. Until next time, have a great night and a great Monday. This song goes out to Lady Navoa. Have a good night, y'all. Peace.
Let it go. 얼어붙어 like whoa. 띵하고 어지러워. I see. 한여름에도 넌 겨울. Yeah, girl, cold-blooded. Yeah, 너와 있을 때 I swear. 제가 원더 zero 폭설한 그 children 꿈에도 I wasn't aware 나만 빼고 넌 모두에게 참 친절해 배신감이 들어 단판이 태도 머릿속을 흔드니 ibuprofen 그만해 it's time to stop 승부욕을 자극하는 style yeah. 알면서도 마음이 자꾸 느낄까 아마 빠져버릴까 If you want me back I'll tell you I'm sorry If you want me back I'll tell you stop trying Yeah, you got me Let it go 얼어붙어 like whoa 띵하고 어지러워 I see 한여름에도 넌 겨울 Yeah, girl you're cold-blooded Yeah, girl you're cold-blooded Yeah Girl you're cold-blooded Girl you're cold-blooded I'm like frozen 뭐야 모두 stress은 gotta let it go 했어 속였던 dating 어플 다 깔아 또 보았어 반대가 끌린대 opposites attract Don't know about me and you, yeah we fell into the cracks Yeah 깎고 너네 no cap 왜 난 안 보여 what's happening 객관적일 수가 없이 이미 game white flag and wave it fast Yeah I'm leaving back but 말해도 너만 보면 나도 내 맘 I don't know 이건 love a relationship 헷갈리기만 해 girl I'll tell you I'm sorry If you want me back I'll tell you stop trying Yeah, you got me